So, the big special of the 60th anniversary. Why the secrets? What's the mystery of this special? Even Russell T Davies himself saying, oh, they kept so many things secret about this special. So, it'll be interesting to see why is such the secrecy over this special? Well, let's find out. Doctor Who, The Wild Blue Yonder, the second special of the 60th anniversary. Once again, written by Russell T Davies, with David Tennant and Catherine Tate also returning once again for the specials. And the plot, we see them landing on a space station, figuring out what the hell's going on, as well as the audience. Will we find out what's going on? Kind of. So, like my previous video I did for the 60th anniversary review of The Star Beast, this will be very much similar, where I will give initial reaction, and then I'll do my likes and dislikes, and then my kind of overall kind of review of the episode. So, let's just give off my initial reaction to this episode of The Wild Blue Yonder. Oh, pure and simply, I think it's one of the worst episodes I've watched of Doctor Who. I just got nothing from it. It felt like it was going nowhere. It felt rushed at the end as well, where it just suddenly just kind of went like that, and it was like, okay, I'll get into the CGI. The CGI just really took me out of the story when there was moments where it was meant to be tense. No, I won't spoil it. As I said, this is non-spoiler right now. But it was just moments where it didn't land for me, and I kept wanting the plot to really just. You felt like it was about to just really get going, and it kind of just doesn't. And it was a shame because I like the concept. It just the kind of resolution of the story just completely falls flat for me, and it feels like Russell's trying to do a kind of midnight 0.5, and I've seen a lot of comments saying the kind of same thing. And again, I'll kind of talk about my feelings with this, and it's definitely not. It's just, it feels like if this story was in a Jodie era time, it would have got complete hate, this story, because it just kind of, it goes nowhere. It just doesn't feel like it kind of really kicks off at all. But which is a shame, because as I says, it has quite a nice ideas and concepts. But yeah, there's just nothing really much to chew on. So let's talk about my likes, and I do have some likes. I will say, obviously, you know, this is now into the spoiler stuff now, where I'll talk about. And you know, Bernard Cribbins, it was very sweet and nice to see him. The guy was 93, so he was a good age, and I thought he was going to be in the third special, and obviously it turns out it was this one. And I also found out that he's not going to be in the third special. It's just this one, which is going to be really weird because it ends in a cliffhanger with him. So I don't know how they're going to kind of. I'm assuming they're just going to say, "Oh, we dropped him off at the nursing home." I'm guessing is how they're going to kind of maybe handle that. But it was still lovely to see him, and good on him that he made like the effort, because you know, and I watched the Doctor Unleashed actually after it, and Russell did say that he could really only do that scene. Apparently, he did really dip actually quite quick, I think, in that kind of process, because I'm pretty sure he died not long after the filming finished, to be honest. So, you know, and you can see he does look a bit, he does look more frail than we kind of know him. He still had that kind of spark in his eye. He still had that kind of energy, you know, when he sees the TARDIS and he's all, you know, excited about it. I thought it was very, very nicely done and very nicely handled. You know, you could always make an argument, you know, should he really maybe came back? Is it maybe just nice that they left him where it was? But you know, sometimes you just got to take it as it is. It's just a nice little cameo, and it was very nicely done. A couple of other things I liked. I did like David and Catherine's performance. I thought they were really good. I thought they got a lot, you know, they were clearly, they felt like they had stuff to chew on. Unlike us watching it, I felt they at least got something where they could, they've got stuff to do. And it's funny, I'm going to say right now, and I've said this in previous videos, I'm not a big David Tennant fan as the Doctor, but I must say, I'm actually much preferring him playing, the 14th Doctor here than he ever did as the 10th Doctor, because the problem I had with the 10th Doctor is he shouts all the time. He overperforms scenes where it destroys scenes almost a little bit. But here he's so, I don't know if it's just because he's older and he's just like, even his voice sounds a bit more kind of grislier, and he's a bit more just calmer and a bit more kind of, there's only a couple of moments where he kind of flips and and kind of changes a bit, and I'm fine with that. How they kind of he performs it more in that way. And the other thing I quite liked was that the TARDIS played the song of the Wild Blue Yonder, the American Air Force anthem, which I quite like because it just shows how dramatic the TARDIS is playing. Like when the TARDIS appears again at the end, playing the music, it was just so like, yeah, that's something the TARDIS would do. It's a very, the TARDIS is a character. It is, and you get feelings like that when you have moments, and it's just how over dramatic the TARDIS is. I loved that moment. I thought that was really nice, and that's it for my likes. Buckle up, let's get on to the dislikes. So on to my dislikes. Now, as I kind of previously mentioned, was it just felt like it went nowhere, and I kept wanting. I felt like I was trying to grab the telly. Of just feeling like, go somewhere, please. And it was weird because obviously they mentioned, oh, we're at the edge of the universe, and I really thought they were going to do something with that. I thought they were really going to play with that, and they just didn't. I actually thought Gallifrey was going to be at the other edge, like the past that edge, because obviously it's still in a pocket universe. So I thought maybe that's what they were maybe going to do, but no. My dad actually said he thought E-Space was maybe going to be the thing, and I thought, well, that could have been interesting, just something. It just wasn't. I hate when they'll mention, but they don't really kind of, kind of go there. It's like kind of. It just feels like kind of what was the point of it all? And as I says, like it felt. Russell was trying to do like a kind of midnight 0.5, but the difference was, and this is going to be, I think, a problem with Doctor in the future, where this whole, big budget, everything's got a big budget now, where it doesn't sometimes need it, and Midnight is a great example of it. Like, Midnight has got nearly to the point of zero budget, and that's what makes that episode work so well. It's so tight, it's in that little set, and it's just got this little cast, and that's it. And it's perfect. It's fantastic, and you tell that Russell T Davies had to think outside the box and really make this script work with Midnight, and he did, and it was great. It's fantastic. But here, it's just as I'll kind of also talk about, the CGI was just horrible, absolutely horrible. I'm assuming the big reason why this episode was such a secret was actually because the CGI was so much in this episode where they couldn't physically really show actually much footage, and that, to me, that would make more sense of why there wasn't much footage in trailers and such like, and why they had to do it as such way. And I can understand why, because it was everywhere, and it wasn't for me whatsoever. It felt hollow. It just didn't. I said this last night. I would take a wobbly set any day compared to that bad CGI, because to me that takes you out more of a scene than the wobbly sets, frankly, because especially when it was the kind of chase sequence between the Doctor and the kind of evil Doctor, and I was just laughing the whole time because it was just so out of place. It just felt so jarring. There was also that little kind of car chase as well. Everything just looked ugly, is really the best way to put it. It just did not look, and it didn't look ugly because that's what they were trying to do. It just looked ugly that it just didn't look ready, and I think it was too big as well. It was too much, and they shouldn't have went that far, and it just wasn't for me. And folk might be fine with that, but the problem I find is it just takes me out the episode, and any scene that had that, I just didn't. I like the little cockpit area. That was a nice solid set. I thought that looked really nice. It kind of ruined the whole feel, I think, of the episode. And the fact that it was kind of brightly lit as well, that didn't really work for me as a visual aid, really. And kind of also what I want to talk about is the third act. Like, the third act is really, it felt so rushed. All of a sudden it was just, oh, we need to just end this special now, and it was a bit like, oh, okay, all right. It was just a bit sudden, the evil Donna was in there, and then Donna was shouting, and then the Doctor just lifted up the which I thought was comical as well, and then evil Donna just falls out, and Donna just goes yoink, and just jumps in. It was so bizarre. It was like something out of Benny Hill sketch almost. It felt. It was it was just so weird after spending so much time slowly building, and as it says, it just kind of it felt very anticlimactic for a special, for a 60th anniversary special. You know, I really think they should have maybe, I don't know, it's just pushed it a little bit more. Like, because this is the problem I feel now when I'm going to, you know, and I will rewatch this obviously in the future, where when I get to the 60th anniversary, where you know you've got that first special, which is fun, you know, it is a fun special, and the third one looks a lot of fun. There's no point, you know, Neil Patrick Harris looks like a lot of fun, and it'll have Kate and has a bit more kind of more to chew on, but then you've got that slog right in the middle where you're all to me, I'm always going to think, oh God, I have to watch this one to get through it, and it's I think there's a bit of a shame, but that's kind of overall it for my kind of dislikes. It's just it wasn't for me, and when I finished the episode, I was like, that is one of the worst episodes of Doctor Who. Just visually, like it just felt. I feel like maybe if Rachel Talia maybe directed actually the second special, I feel like she would have made it work a little bit more. Maybe I don't know. I think that CGI still would have been. It's just distracting is the issue. So that's my review of The Wild Blue Yonder. There wasn't much to talk about because there wasn't really much to chew on in the special. So I apologise, and you know, I really don't try and always sound like I'm just kind of banging on things I don't like, but I just rather be honest. I don't agree with oh, I like to just be positive all the time. That's just not to me real. That's you know, I like what I like. I don't like what I don't like. It's just what it is. I'd rather be honest in these kind of videos, and I always will be that. But yeah, so overall, wasn't for me. I think it's one of the worst episodes I think I've watched in a long while. I enjoyed Power of the Doctor Christ more than this. I think Power of the Doctor has so far been a better anniversary special than anything we've had so far. But yeah, it just wasn't for me. I didn't think it was great for again, as it says, for a special. CGI was horrible, but you know, Bernard Cribbins was nice to see. David and Catherine were good together. But yeah, so that's kind of it. I would like to know what you guys think of The Wild Blue Yonder. Please comment down below. I'd like to know. Please like, share, and subscribe. That would be fantastic. So until next time, see you later.